welcome to another Slippy Limpets video. Today the weather's beautiful. It's not meant to stay like this. I think there's a storm called Storm Freya's on its way. So got up early this morning, drove up. I've arrived at the mark and there's a bit of a swell running which I wasn't expecting, but it shouldn't be too bad. But the weather is lovely. I mean, sun's shining. I'm currently out of the wind because I'm sheltered by these cliffs, but that's due to change later on in the afternoon when the wind swings around. The tide is heading out at the moment, I believe. It's not a very big tide. In terms of what I'm going to catch, hopefully I'm going to catch a cod or a pollock. I think the pollock are probably offshore. Cod might be the same actually. But if worst case scenario, I guess, is a blank, or better than blanking would be to catch a collie or two. I'm not expecting a lot of fish. Just one would be nice, you know. Hopefully this isn't a blanking video, but I'm gonna post them anyway. You know, YouTube's full of great fish and fishing channels, and you know, unfortunately we can't all catch fish all the time, so hopefully this will be a realistic representation of fishing videos. While I mention YouTube fishing videos, I'd just like to say a big shout out to a saltwater angler. Go and check his channel out. He's just done a video which I'll link below, ranking his top 10 sea angling channels from the UK, and he's put me as number 2, which I'm really surprised at, since I'm tucked up here in the north of England, fishing in the southeast of Scotland, quietly doing my own thing, you know. But even still, thank you very much for putting me up there. I've never expected to be receiving such accolades. But thanks again, and I'll put a link to his channel in my description. Go and check it out. Anyway, that's enough talking, I think. I'm going to be using my usual setup. I'll put the link down below. 8.5 foot soft bass rod with a casting weight of 4 to 25 grams, 2.5 thousand size reel with 15-pound braid and a 20-pound leader. I'm going to try using this Seagur with a single hook, see what comes up. Woo! Oh. Must be coolies. You can see my rod tip. Ah, there we go. Hopefully you get to see this one on like Tuesday. I don't know whether I could have called Tuesday a blank or not, since it didn't actually touch my leader or the fish. It's close. See if I can get another one quickly on this. Keep attacking, man. No, you can see my rod tip just, there we go. Well, I keep shaking this hook as soon as I get anywhere near the surface. No coolies on this cast. I'm going to make this the last cast with the Seagur. I think those coolies have definitely moved off, so I'm going to stick to that plan and stick the fish minnow on. So that was 2 fish on the Seagur. Not that you get to see them anyway, but there was definitely 2 coolies on there. I'm going to swap over now to the fish minnow. I got in my box and changed my mind. I found a fish crazy eel. It's had a bit of action, this one, and I haven't managed to glue the head, but let's give it a few casts. Right, time for a change again. Put a fish minnow on, but I've gone for an unnatural colour. I know cod like this type of colour from when I'm out with my yak, but I've never had a Pollack on anything like this. I think it's a 10 gram head and in a 120 size body. See how it gets on. Nah. Swap back over to the Seagur. Have a few more casts and then reassess what I'm going to do. Oh, and I've got a fish on too. Just in time. Finally, fish on camera. Definitely haven't blanked. It's a nice size, that coley. That was one cast there, and you can see my spool. Looks like I'm going to have to buy some new braid. This stuff is suffix 937, I think. I'll put a link in the description below, but I've liked this braid. It hasn't lasted us all that long though. Could be down to user error, but I've been working my way through the various brands, and I might have unrealistic expectations, but I don't really seem to be getting the performance that I expect. I think I've tried Dual, G-Soul, Suffix. Power Pro is the strongest by a long way, but it's a lot heavier, a lot thicker than the others. If anyone's got any suggestions of a braid to give a go, then let us know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can pick some up and give it a go. Swap this out. The wind's really starting to pick up now. See around the corner, it's come blowing over from my back that way. The sea's turned dark with the wind on it. Hopefully my new microphone is doing its job and you can understand what I'm saying. Goalies are back. They're liking it to move. Oh, there we go. Spat the hook on the surface as usual. I don't really want to change over to a treble. Because I'll probably end up losing the lure, and it's my only metal lure. And it seems to be another metal day, like most of the winter. Yeah, the coolies definitely prefer a faster moving bait. Well, it's come off. Have a recast to that spot. Yeah, they're there. This one's going to be really small, I bet. See if I can get it up on the shore for the camera. I think I need a net. Oh, that was a powerful hit. Oh, there we go. Spat the hook on the surface. I'm casting quite a long way at the moment, but in reality I think the fish are kind of around my feet here. Looks like the tide's coming from right to left, and this creates an eddy in this gully here, and I think they're just sitting out of the tide here. Right, give it a try, give it a gentle flick and see if you can get a reaction. Oh, it looks like that long cast didn't work either. Right at my feet again. A little one, hooked right in the nose. They're lovely looking fish, but they don't half stink. Ooh. Wasn't expecting that one. A little fish, I think, but certainly hammered the lure. Yep, there you go. Lovely blue colour on there. Sorry, little fella. Yeah, he's alright, he's good. Swam away strongly. I'm probably going to give it another 20 minutes or so here, and then I might try the mark just round the corner there. And I should be a bit more sheltered from this wind by that headland. It's not as a productive mark as this one, I don't think, but I'll still be able to fish effectively. Well, hopefully I'll be able to fish effectively. Right, come on then, let's go to that other mark. So some of you might have noticed that I'm actually at the same mark. Last time we saw each other I said I was going to try a different mark because the wind down here was too strong. Well, I went to that different mark and the whole place was just blown out, so it was a waste of time. Just went home, called it a day, and then today it's the day after, Sunday, and I'd mentioned that there was meant to be a storm Freya, I think her name was, blowing through. Well, she never arrived. Most of the wind appeared to be last night, and woke up this morning, did a few of my chores and looked at the forecast and realised the wind had calmed right down and thought, oh, I'm going to head back up. So I had a morning's fishing yesterday on Saturday, and I've just arrived here. I've had a couple of casts and it's 10 to 3 on the Sunday, so I've got a couple of hours here. The tide, it was high tide about half an hour ago, so it's now going out. It's moving from right to left on the screen, and the wind's blowing with it. The swell was a southeasterly yesterday, and it's come round to a northerly, which isn't great here, but I know cod like a bit of a northerly swell, and so hopefully it might turn them on a little bit. But I've got a Seagur on, or the Seagur. I'm having a few casts around here. I'm going to nip round the corner, and then once the tide starts really pumping, and start chucking some soft plastics. So just to explain a little bit of what I'm trying to do here, or what I am doing, is I think it's just in frame, but there's a rock out there which is quite a big pinnacle. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but in front of that you can see an area of messy water or disturbance on the surface, and that's actually the tide, which, as I mentioned earlier, is moving from right to left. So what I think is the fish either they congregate around the structure, we know that anyway, and I think because of the tide coming along, then a lot of the food gets kind of trapped up against that rock in the pinnacle there, and this is quite a deep gully, so trying to cast into that disturbed area, let the lure sink and then draw it along in against the tide. And we know that fish push bait fish against cliffs to trap them and eat them, so I'm hoping that's the case here today. The bump of the lure hitting the seabed felt like a fish hitting, so I lifted into it rather than a little bit too aggressively. Nah. Felt like rock as well, not seaweed, so I doubt this is going to come back. Nope. Oh, you little fuckers biting us. Just had major camera malfunctions. I hope that fight came out. It's quite a nice cod. It's got really sharp teeth and keeps biting us. Fat kelpie, let's get it back. Oh, that fish certainly makes the effort and the journey, the diesel and the loss of tackle. Yes, get it. Still pumped after that, like. So I've just noticed as I was about to cast out that my fluoro down by the knot was all frayed up. Doesn't look too bad, but it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. Just take 30 seconds to to snip a little bit off and tie it on again. I've checked the rest of my braid and it's all fine, but if I lost a fish because of some failed tackle, I'll just be blaming myself at that point, and I don't want that. So far I've mostly been doing a straight retrieve, but that cod took that lure on the drop there, so I think what I'll do is I'll go swap to the lift and draw rather than a straight retrieve, and then there's a lot more hang time. So it's 20 past 4 now. I've probably got another 40 minutes. I've just retied, but unfortunately I'm out of 18-gram chebs, so I've put a 21 on. Should help us with the wind a little bit. I'm out of lure clips as well, so I've had to tie directly to it, which I don't like, because sometimes it can slide up and down, and if the lead gets caught against your line, there's nothing from it to stop it from popping off. I keep looking over my shoulder because the little part of this rock that I was fishing when we first arrived, I normally cast towards the submerged rock, but that top of the rock showing, and you can see a really good area of tidal pull and confused water, which shows the current. I'm wondering whether, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a few more casts here, and then I'm going to move back around the corner and try and cast into the wind. Oh, thought that was a fish, but it felt like one. I lifted into it, and I've just been snipped right off. Oh god, that's 4 reties in 10 minutes. Right, I've retied using exactly the same setup, except for the hook now isn't a Van Fook 2.0, it's a Gamakatsu bottom jig hook, which is still a 2.0 but slightly heavier gauge. It's got quite a wide diameter eye, and the idea is that they're specifically designed for Cheburuskas, and it just gives the lure more movement on the end of the cheb. That's what I was talking about earlier with using these chebs without a lure clip. You can see there, for whatever reason, I mean, all the direction of force is heading towards the lure, but someone might be able to explain it who's got a better understanding of physics than me. But I don't, obviously if that moves any further, then it, under any tension, it can just snip my knot off or damage my fluoro. And just pull that right up. You can see there, that's a bigger Gamakatsu, means that the lure can kind of articulate like that. Alright, around the corner here, I just might be round for a quick scout before I move the camera. It's looking alright. You can see that area of confused water around that rock. That's kind of what I'm going to cast around now, but I also need to watch out. There's some, don't know if you can see it, but there's some dark structure down there. There you can see that rock just out there. I should be really getting in the car now, but I just kind of resist a few trucks at this. It's 5 past 5. It's starting to rain. I need to get home. Come on, fish. When I'm casting into this sort of tidal current, or this confused water, I'm not actually trying to cast into the main current. I guess it's kind of like trout fishing with a fly. If any of you guys do that, if looking for the creases in the water, the areas of slack water where you know, a likely predator, I'm in the kelp, can just relax and let the food come to it, not have to expend too much energy. Obviously the water is deep and I know you can get conflicting currents, but it seems to do me quite well. One NASCAR, this is it. No talking on this one. Gonna concentrate for a change. Yeah, that was right in the crease between the faster moving water. I know I just said I wasn't going to talk, but that's right in the crease there, exactly where I wanted it. Oh yes! Oh, this is a Pollack. Gotta get it up before it gets into that kelp. Come on! Oh, it's right near it. No, it's not. No way! The little Tommy fought like that. Oh, black almost, this one. He's definitely a local. The colours on that, it's almost camouflage, like a, I don't know, like a zebra. Get him back. Right, well that's me done for the day. I'm already 20 minutes late after that couple of casts here and the our little codlin. The little guy made it worth it though. It's been a good weekend, I guess. Good couple of little micro sessions. It's not what I was expecting in terms of the length of time I could fish. Yesterday wasn't the best day, or the best few hours I had, 3 hours, 4 hours. Load of coalies, nothing that big, but still it was good catching some fish. And today has been excellent for the 3 hours that I've had. Caught a nice cod, happy with that. And little Tommy there, which fought like something 4 times the size. But I'd just again like to take the opportunity to thank everyone who subscribed to us, everyone who's thinking about subscribing. Go on, you know you want to. And also give us a thumbs up as well. It's really appreciated. And I'd just like to say thanks again to Saltwater Angler. Check out his channel. Loads of informative stuff, loads of good mark information, loads of good techniques. Check out his PB bass as well, because that's a really good little clip, that one. Thanks again, matey, and I'll see you all soon.